important to you to be a part of the community here?
For sure, because to feel home, you have to be part of the community.
They just want to feel welcome. Like any human being on the planet, they just want to feel they're wanted and that they have something to bring to a community and set up a new life here in Ireland. And we should support people to reach their potential in whatever way we can. And so that's what I try to do here.
When I came here, I was without hope. Irish people open like future for me in Ireland. It's a new life.
You're trying to create the type of world where if somebody comes to our country that they feel that they are welcome.
I feel like home now because the way people here really embraced me, I never thought of it. I can really say categorically that Irish people are really good and friendly.
They're ordinary people like us that just want to get on in life. They want to work. They want to become part of society. I have 4 kids at home. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to just load them and leave everything behind us.
I see people smiling every day, and I smile because I know this is their home. I know they feel comfortable here. And when they walk to the local shops and people greet them and meet them, they come home and they smile again.
I feel like I'm a part of the community right now. I feel home. By the time I arrived in Rosslare, the first thing I was concerned about is I felt like I was lost. Because it was my first experience. I was the only person from Malawi.
If that was me or my family moving into an area, is that I'd like somebody to come and say hello. I'd like somebody to smile at me and to shake my hand and to say, listen, you're welcome.
I introduced myself as Jenny. I didn't mention SICAP. I didn't even mention Wexford Local Development at that point because it just wasn't necessary. I felt it would confuse things. I did obviously explain what my role was. I did explain how I might be potentially able to support people, but I didn't go into a huge amount of detail because for me it was about starting to engage with the person, and most importantly it was about listening to them as opposed to me doing all the talking.
I was not just thinking about myself, I was also thinking about the kids as well. Moving from Nigeria to a place where you have a skin color difference. So I was really thinking of the discrimination. How will I feel at home? How will the people receive me? Are they lovely? Would they receive me cold-heartedly? So those things gripped to my mind the very first time I came to Rosslare Harbour.
So it was quite challenging sitting down with people for the first time because I could sense that they had lost hope. I didn't come in with any plans to do X, Y, and Z. It was very much, let's see where you're at and see how I can help out. They needed to be able to trust me. They needed to be able to believe that I could help them in some way. So right before the pandemic hit, I organised a HACCP training course, a food safety training course. This was like the day trip of the century for these guys. They were smiling, they were taking photographs in front of the name of the centre. They were just grinning from ear to ear, and I thought, okay, something that is this small in my mind is huge to them. And so I wanted to keep that momentum going. So the beauty of the sort of relationship that we develop is that the client takes the lead and that we are there as a support, and we can give guidance and we can give advice, but ultimately the client is the expert in the room. And it's not one size fits all, it's very individualised. That's led by the relationship. As it progresses on, we just continue to ensure that the person's needs are being met in whatever way we can.
I came in, I was scared, but immediately Emily and Jenny stepped in. I feel relaxed in terms of education and in terms of financial support. They've always been there. So in education, Jenny has always been there. She's like a tutor, a teacher, the mentor that guides you in your education.
All we can do, and this is very, very important, is that we can create an opportunity for those things to happen. The choice as to whether those things happen are for those participants or for those individuals, and it's about their choice of whether they choose to do it. We don't tell people you do this or you do that. We create opportunities, and should they choose to do it, that's absolutely perfect. If they don't, that's also absolutely perfect.
Actually now I've gotten an opportunity to go and study third level education at Carraig Institute of Technology. I'm going to study honors degree in brewing and distilling. They offered me a scholarship for the course through Sanctuary Scholarships.
This work is incredibly complex, and it's not a case of you go into a centre and you sit down with somebody and you can fix their problems, because 99% of the time you can't fix their problems. You're working with people who are living in a situation where there is, in a lot of ways, they have no control over what's happening. But what we try to do is focus on the things that we can control, and there are many things that we can control. We can control how we are with somebody. We can control the things that we say. We can control the things that we can do. And if we focus on that, then I think we've done something good.
Something I find quite difficult is having the power to decide whether or not somebody engages in a course. So, for example, some of the guys might approach me and ask if they can participate in a Safe Pass course, but I know that their English isn't strong enough to be able to be successful in that course. And there are other challenges. For example, they can't apply for a driver's license. There's a language barrier, there's a cultural barrier, and then throw in on top of all of that a global pandemic where we were completely limited in what we could do. It was really important to me that we developed a relationship with the management of the centre here, because he essentially was the gatekeeper and we needed him, because if we were going to organise remote training, we needed him to make sure that the technology was there on the other end.
I suppose in basic terms, we wouldn't be where we are now without their support. But the picture's a lot bigger than that. Where do we start? How do I deal with a tutor that's going to teach integration through English? How do I find courses that are going to cover nursing or elderly care or child care? They are there to talk to them about their needs. They do skills analysis, education analysis, career planning, personal planning. They will meet every resident here, and it's part of our induction when people arrive is, here's a phone number for Emily, here's a phone number for Jenny, and these can do that. That's me knowing now that all of that is looked after by two extremely professional people who will do it without question, and they'll do it from the heart, and they will support the people while they're doing it.
So one common denominator I find here is sometimes there's a big language barrier, and that's the English language. But we have lots of other craft groups, like crafty ladies in neighbouring villages and other towns. Some of these are elderly, some are younger. And what we try and do is, instead of having asylum seekers based exclusively like courses, I like to think that if we've done a collaboration as much as possible, there's no better way of social inclusion.
People was very happy and they were surprised that the asylum seeker from other country came here and doing the masks. Why? Maybe they will ask this question, why you are doing this? Why you are not lying in bed and enjoying with computer or something like this? You know, I have family, I have children. I came here to start new life. And this thing what I like in my life from childhood is the sewing. So I think that God helped me like to start this, and this it's coming from John. If not John, this will not happen. So my future, I can say that John and Irish people open like future for me in Ireland, the new life.
Another really important aspect to the work is to look to build collaborations with other community groups or with other organisations or agencies in the area. And that has been one of the areas that has been hugely successful when we're working with the residents of the centres in the north of the county or across the county.
Yeah, one time John organised a trip, like a day trip to Tara Rocks, and we came with they organised the bus from the hotel to come here, and it was like we got the chance to meet with the local people from Gorey here, and we played all together football. It was nice experience, and with good a good feeling to be to be part of these events, you know.
I suppose the first thing John done was we broke it down through sport, and although we're GA club, but with soccer was actually the game was a little bit more international, and he got everybody, including John and the people from WLD, everybody had to get involved and played and mixed and matched everyone together. We heard some of their stories, which were harrowing. After the day, I think that everybody that was here had a completely different view on what they thought an asylum seeker was. Just even to the fact that they were from probably 5 or 6 different countries, as opposed to we would have thought they were all from the one place, you know, and it wasn't. The big thing will be our perception change. We definitely gained a lot more from the day than the asylum seekers did. You know, we were the better for it. So from our point of view, it was an excellent, you know, event, and something we'll definitely look at doing again in the future.
It changed our feeling, like, because when you see the people smiling and being nice to you, that will make your life better. It made all of us actually feel that we are welcome to be in the community. We are somehow you feel that you are part of the community.
One such collaboration that has been very, very powerful has been working with the Places of Sanctuary group. They're an organisation or a group that have huge experience of supporting people who are seeking international protection. So Wexford Local Development collaborated with Places of Sanctuary, and we ran a number of training days, and they're personal development training days aimed at increasing people's confidence in terms of public speaking, in terms of being able to communicate their own story, and then also building their knowledge of how democracy and how our political system works in Ireland. We were very lucky one day to have Brendan Howland, and he joined us on one of our days, and we conducted a mock election from everything from voting to counting the votes and the single transferable vote, and he went through and explained every single part of that process. What came out of that process then was that the group developed a manifesto called the Wexford Manifesto.
This manifesto represents asylum seekers' problems. We have many problems when we arrive in here. This can be the Dublin 3, this can be the problem with get the decision in time, job permit, and the skills, the people's skills, and many other things. We was working long time on this manifesto, and we represented to many TDs and the Minister of Justice. We are trying to help people to integrate in community. I ask the government to help people to integrate in Irish community, be like part of Irish community, to help us to show our skills to people, what we can do.
From a community development standpoint, the end result that I'm always looking for, I suppose, on somebody that's gone through the journey in direct provision is that they actually feel part of their community personally, and that some of that is actually evident in the community.
What I would deem success in this role is that if somebody feels that they can contact me, or that I will, and they know that I will sit down and I will give them the time and the respect that they deserve, and try and be honest in how I respond to those things, and try get some sort of positive outcome for them, I think that's a measure of success.
They'll always remember how you made them feel, and to feel as though we're part of their lives at this really vulnerable stage when life is tough, to feel that we can be part of a welcome, to feel that, you know, we can in some way boost their self-efficacy or make them feel better about themselves, then that to me is what this work is all about. That's where the value really is.
Working with Jen, I see a lot of positive impacts in my life, because I think whatever I plan to do never failed.
To be honest, it's a privilege to do this work. It's an honour to do this work, and not everybody gets the opportunity to do it. I think when I go to work every day and I go to support people who are living in the centres, you can't help but think that could be me or that could be my family, and how would I like them to be treated if they were in the same situation. And I think that's one of the basic things that it comes back to.
I feel I have a brighter future because the healthcare assistant is always what I've dreamed for, but the financial support is never there for me to do it. Coming here, seeing people who are ready to pay the sacrifice for you to be there, it makes me feel more relaxed and have more confidence that I will get there. My future is guaranteed here in Rosslare Harbour.